Today the kids and I talked about salt. We talked about Saltville, Virginia, and the salt mines there, and the fact that humans, have been fighting over salt for thousands of years, and we are not the first country to have salt mines be a place of battle, but that the salt mines in Virginia were part of a Civil War battle on October 2nd of 1864. There was this major battle over these salt mines because salt was so important. It was important for food, but it was also important for preserving food. You couldn't keep things like meat well without tons of salt at the time. Now we have other ways of preserving food, and salt is more readily accessible. So now salt is currently, right now in the human history here, cheap, but historically it was a very important resource. So we talk about that battle and why that battle was important. And we talk about the fact that this is the first battle where African American cavalry troops are widely being used, and that it's a defining battle because of that. And you should know all those things. But you should also know that that battle and the day after is not only known as the Saltville battle, but also the Saltville Massacre because of what happened to those black cavalry fighters after the battle. They had been being verbally berated by their white Union peers up until the battle, but during the battle they fought incredibly hard and incredibly well, and they almost won. In fact, black fighters were able to hold the mine for several hours during the battle, but ultimately they were pulled back, and the Confederacy won that particular battle. And what happens next, we know not only from other sources, but also from the Confederate captain, Edward O. Grant, saying in his journal what happened. Because remember that during the Civil War, the wounded are much higher levels than the initially killed in battle often. And what he writes is, "The continued ring of the rifle sung the death knell of many a poor Negro who was unfortunate enough not to be killed yesterday, because his troops went through and took no prisoners. Our men took no Negro prisoners. Great numbers of them were killed yesterday and today," he wrote on October 3rd. I don't know what the right age to teach the Saltville Massacre to kids is. It's not 5 and 8. But you should know that while the fossilized salt was the thing that they were fighting over, that Civil War in the United States became these kind of massacres regularly because black troops were not being taken proper prisoner of war.